guys, this is Nick.
Hi.
She's the other half of East Coast Opinions. My name is Donna, and we are so happy that you guys are here with us today. We are going to talk with Tiffany from the 10 a.m. Club.
We'll be in a second once we know. Oh, there she is. The boss has arrived.
No, the boss.
Oh, you're
Look
so
at that. She did a quick outfit change. She's like Superwoman over here.
I just put a hat on.
Good enough.
My bangs were bothering me. They're like blowing in my fan, and I was like, I cannot sit here and play with my hair this whole time.
Doing better than me. I was sitting on the couch, so I looked at the clock and I went, "Oh crap! I've got 6 minutes." Woof. Grabbed everything and hauled butt downstairs.
I was sitting outside near the pool because we had some friends over with their kids. And let me tell you, I had a fan on me. I had my hair in a clip. I'm like, I'm sweating. Like my hair. Let's start so we can get it rolling a little bit. And so, we usually just start with something simple like what brought you to TikTok, and that opens up like a whole big can of worms. So, it's up to you if you want to start that way or if you want to go like further back. It depends.
What if she starts off with
It's your show. Where do you want me to start?
I'm sorry. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself to people who may not know who you are, like in our room.
I'm sorry.
I'm Tiffany. I am the host of the 10 a.m. Club. We go live every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to help creators grow their accounts, to make connections, to realize that they don't have to be alone on this journey. And it all started, I don't talk about this a lot, actually. If you rewind, I've been on TikTok close to 8 weeks now, close to like 2 months, 3 months. I started this account on April 15th. I became a live host towards the end of somewhere in June, and it has very quickly been like rolling. And it was all because I just needed another creative outlet. I needed a place to go be myself, not the business owner, not the girl who was a coach, not the girl who'd been in business on social media for the last 10 years. I just needed a place to I didn't know I needed to find myself, but I had gotten lost in the shuffle of all the other things. And so I just wanted that, honest to God truth, my handle is Tiffany's TikTok Shop Fits. I am 40, I'm almost 41, and I felt like all of my clothes, like they were once my clothes, they were once my favorite clothes. But I felt like every day I got dressed, I was wearing someone else's clothes and I didn't know who I was or what my style was. Mm-hmm. And I had just heard Gary Vee say, if you're not on TikTok, figuring out how to sell on TikTok Shop, you're missing the boat for like his 10-year trend. And I was like, well, let me go see if I can like figure out TikTok Shop. Maybe I can earn a few bucks back and build myself a new wardrobe and connect with other people. And the truth was, I was thinking to myself, maybe it's another nonchalant way to connect with my ideal client for my coaching business. Like I'll meet them on TikTok, we'll meet through TikTok Shop, and maybe it'll funnel their way into my coaching programs. And once I got here on TikTok, you guys, I realized that I had it all wrong about what TikTok was and what the community here was about. And I thought TikTok was a joke and all of these like horrible things. I had very ignorant judgments of this app and the people who hung out here. And I realized very quickly that TikTok is probably the most business app of all of them. And that there is so much money moving on this app every single hour. And all of a sudden it went from maybe I can sell some clothes, earn some clothes, meet some new clients to could I retire my mom? What if I turned off what I know about social media and social selling and learn how TikTok has created this platform for everyone to win? And that's exactly what I did. I turned off my brain of what I knew about social selling over the last decade. And I just became curious and playful and a student of the app of, okay, TikTok is a business. What are their business goals? How did they set up this app so that they win through the creators? And that is how it's all been rolling out. I just turned off my business coach hat and my social media selling hat from the last decade and just became an everyday creator, an everyday human who is here, who has problems and a mom and whose bills need to get paid and whose business was struggling and just came here to play. And we have built the most beautiful thing I think I could have ever created with this community. That was a really long-winded answer.
No, it was really good.
It's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. Like I tell people with social media, there's the good side and there's the bad side. It's all about what side you choose. And if you get to the good side, like you are, you can make money. You can turn this into a business. And I know so many people that have turned this into their full-time job, or maybe right now it's a part-time job, but their goal, like when we interviewed Amy and Shannon, it is their goal they're both hairdressers, to make hairdressers, just being hairdressers, a hobby on the side and make this their full-time business. And I have other friends who have actually done that as well. They have soared, and now this is it. This is how they bring their money in to help support their family. And they wouldn't change it for the world. And
TikTok has done such an amazing job making this a place for everyday humans and people who are previous business owners to win, unlike any of the other apps. Like, it is designed to build community. It is designed to sell. It is designed to move products and services and create spaces. I have never seen anything like it.
How come it's taken us so long to, hop on the TikTok train?
Do you want to know my answer? It's because I had my head up my butt of what I thought TikTok was. And I didn't understand. Because when you're in the other spaces like Facebook and Instagram, and you've been in them for so long, there's a lot of like side eye. Oh, you're on TikTok? Like, oh, how pathetic. Right? Like, there's a lot of, like, let's keep it real. Like, there's just a lot of banter and judgment of people who are on TikTok, because all they know is the consumer side of the app with the trends and the trashiness and like all of this stuff. But all of those business coaches in the other space, they haven't spent time here to get to understand the platform. They keep trying to force the other way of doing business into here, and it doesn't work. So of course it doesn't work. And so I know for myself, the reason I couldn't jump on the bandwagon was because I was ignorant, I was uneducated, and I had my nose stuck up about what I thought TikTok was.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you. I agree with the uneducated part of it, because I mean, personally, I looked at it as like a kids app. Oh my, the kids have it, or the kids do it, or it's only for, like you say, trends, and never really like dove deep into it. Like, what was the real meaning of it? And, it's really something. It's really, really something.
It's a really special place. And I also think there's a lot of fear around lack of education, like with the lack of the unknowing, especially if you turn on the news and you hear about like the banter between like the political side of this app, right? There's a lot of banter around it. And if you're not in the community, if you're not a part of the business side of the app, it's very easy to assume the worst about this space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people, because I did social media management up until last year, and the thing is that a lot of people assumed that it was more for younger people and it wasn't for the older people. And then it came down to, oh, it's just like you said, it's a trashy site. Oh, it's just another one of these things. It's not going to last very long. And now it's for everybody. I mean, I can be scrolling along and I can see a 70-year-old grandma sitting over there crocheting, doing her thing. And I'm like, girl, you go for it. And I think, a lot of people are scared of change, and that's completely normal, and like we were just saying, it's all about, you have to set your algorithm. The minute that you start liking things, that's what's going to set it. So make sure you always just like things and follow people that you want, and that's going to set your algorithm to what you want to see. And that's how we found Tiffany.
Right? I tell people that all the time. They're like, oh, like my partner, God love him, but his TikTok and my TikTok are very different. I'll be laying there and be like, what are you listening to? He's like, it's TikTok. And I'm like appalled. And he's just like, you're on TikTok all day long. What are you talking about? Like, that is not my TikTok.
Just go in one day and reset his algorithm. He'll never know.
But it doesn't click to him that he controls the algorithm.
Yep.
So like, if you don't love what's in your feed, like, I promise you, if you start searching like viral videos, you're going to start getting everything about how to go viral. If you start searching like cute kittens, all your feed is going to be like cute baby animals.
Yep.
You set the algorithm. And so when it is off, it is like that moment for you to pause and check in of like, what kind of doom scrolling has I been doing and what do I actually want?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can even reset it. If they want to go in and reset it, they can reset it. Just go in the back end and reset it, and then you just start fresh. it's very easy to change. Yep.
Yeah, I think it takes away your search.
Brandolyn.
Guys, if you can tap it out and share it out to some friends, we would really appreciate that so we can get some more shares in.
So
Go ahead.
tell us about the day that you picked up your phone and go,
That's what I was just going to ask.
download TikTok. What made you decide to download TikTok and go down that path?
I had seen a friend that I was in a lot of masterminds with. I had been following her on Instagram and Facebook for a while, and we were in a mastermind together. She was in network marketing. I was in a different space, but we were hanging out in similar spaces. So I always saw her on my feed, and I had watched her for a year share all of her TikTok shop videos, and in addition to what she was doing in business. And when I was sharing with you about like the whole clothing situation, and then hearing Gary Vee say that and being like, well, I wonder what I can do over there. I went to her and I was like, listen, I've been watching you do this for the last 9 months. I'm getting ready to jump in. What to know? And so she shared a guide that she had bought. I bought it because I will pay for knowledge. I will pay for the fast lane to get where I'm going and learn through other people. And I bought the guide. I did that research of like, do I start a new account? Should I try to resuscitate this old one that I had started like 4 years ago, but never really quite understood? Guys, you can find it. It's the Tiffany Sims. You can watch all the iterations of me and business in my life. And I was just like, you know what? I just got to put that aside and just start fresh exactly for what it is. And so I started a new account, and I accidentally started 2 in 24 hours by accident. And it's just been off to the races since then. But it was watching other people be brave enough to do it and share it. And then when it was my time, I knew exactly who to tap into to say, what do I need to know to get started? And so my brain just went, I think too many people, they take it personally when they invite people to do something and they don't join right away. Like, oh, they must be judging me. No, it's not about you. You show up, and when the time is right, you will be the beacon of light when they need exactly what you have. And so she was the person who just led the way for TikTok shop, so that I had someone to like lead into, to be like, all right, what do I need to know?
What do you think was the most important thing you got out of that knowledge, that you're like, I need the knowledge really quick, so I'm going to buy this and I'm going to read it? Like, what was the most important thing?
Like in the guide that I bought? Or
Yeah.
I don't know that it was anything in particular. I think that when you put skin in the game, that it's like a catapult. I think you catapult yourself into your next identity. And so the action of taking that, buying the guide and being like, okay, I'm going to learn this. And then learning the difference between TikTok shop and the creator program, and learning how to build a following from nothing. This is the first time I've ever intentionally built a following. All of the other apps, I was on Facebook, like as a user from college that transitioned into business. So I never intentionally built a following. I had one over the years just from natural growth. And then with Instagram, in the beginning, I bought followers back when like automation and AI was just starting to come out. And so I had a lot of followers, but I didn't actually build a following. I hired a program that did it for me. I checked some boxes and it built it for me. And so it was the first time that I ever actually intentionally learned how to build something from nothing. And it just came from that guide sharing with me, like how you hop on how trends work on the app, how important they are, how you like where to tap into in the different spaces. And then I just showed up because I just knew that I had to show up, and they recommended 3 videos a day. And so that's what I did.
We might need to borrow that guide.
Go for it. It's in my link tree.
Did you ever think, when you started this app and you did what you were just talking about now, did you ever think that you would be quote unquote an influencer and be bringing in this as your second income? Or I don't know if you still work with where you worked at, so I don't want to say yes or no to that. But if you do, did you ever think that this would be like a second income to you and then turning it into a full-time?
No, I knew what was possible.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what was possible for me because I wasn't sure if I was going to have everything's a skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on the other side of mastering a skill. And I didn't know what that timeline was going to look like. And I also didn't know if I was going to stick with it long enough to develop the skill. I was just curious, and I wasn't coming in with any expectations. I just wanted to play and see what I could do. But it was within those first 3 days of that mindset shift of what I thought TikTok was versus what TikTok really was. Then all of a sudden it became, I need to learn everything about how this game is played so I can make it work for me. And I think that drive and that transition in my head from like, let me see what I can do over here, to realizing that there is a whole strategy and a whole ecosystem. And that if I wanted to win at this in my version, I had to go learn what the rules to the game were. And I had to learn how to play them in my font, right? Because I can't be someone else. I can't but I need to learn how to win it in my font. And the universe is a really, really special space, because this is my full-time income. And that was by choice, by design, but not by intentional choice. And what I mean by that is that I was really struggling in my coaching business, marketing and getting clients and filling my funnel and conversions and all of those things. And it was starting to take its toll. I didn't know it was taking its toll until it was too late, because I've been pouring my heart into that for like the last 5 years. And there was always there was one client, I wanted to make changes. And there was a client that she wasn't my new ideal client. She was like my beginning ideal client. And I never wanted her to feel excluded from where we were going, because she had been in so many different versions of my business and coaching programs. And so I wasn't making choices because she was there, and I never wanted her to feel excluded. Well, life happened, and she started a master's program, and then life was happening and she could no longer come to our coaching calls anymore. And so she had to take a step back, which then opened me to be able to really step into that next chapter. And then I was starting to feel some angst in the new space, and I wanted to do some things differently. But I had another client that was paying every single month and was one of the first people in the program. And I was like, I can't just up and change everything. That's not what they signed up for. Well, some really shady, unpleasant things happened behind the scenes, and the universe removed them for me. And so then all of a sudden, all of my income, I went from recurring monthly income to zero on the third day of my live adventure. And I was like,
No way.
That's scary.
Yes and no. I had the moment of what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden I was like, what have you been asking for? My intentions of what I've been building and what I wanted my perfect days to look like had changed within the last 90 days of my TikTok adventure. And I was building this the modern woman society. It was going to be it was this space where the modern woman, she could be anything she's anything. She knows that she can do anything, be anything. If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom or a corporate girly or be a homesteader, whatever it was, being a modern woman knows that I can have it all, whatever that looks like for me, as long as I focus on keeping harmony between my health, my relationships, and the way I'm earning money in my family. And I had this vision for what the modern woman society was going to become over the next 5-10 years. And that was it. But then one day I watched my mom. She was moving around. She hasn't been doing very well lately. And I was like, at the end of the day, all I really want, and what the modern woman society was originally created in my head to do, was so that I could have really awesome conversations with some really amazing people. It's how my podcast, Two Humans Start Talking, what that grew into. I want really have really awesome conversations, and I want to travel the world and hang out with my mom. And what I was building unknowingly was financially going to allow me to do that, but it was going to build something that was going to keep me a prisoner to my own life, because I wasn't going to be able to go travel the world, because I was going to have to host all these amazing events with all these amazing people, and I was going to have to be on all the time. And so I started saying, I just want to have some really awesome conversations with really awesome people and hang out with my mom. Well, the universe did just that. I wasn't ready to remove them. That was my income. They removed people from my life, clients that were no longer meant to do life and journey with me. And it had prepared me and set me up in this space that I was already on my third live when it all happened. And so I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then all of a sudden it was like the universe just paved this beautiful path and I didn't even know it. And so I went all in on going live, because I was like, I'm here. This is what the universe prepared me for. I had to go through all of those chapters all of those trials, all of those tribulations, learn all of those lessons as a business owner, as a human, as a daughter, as an aunt, as just all of these things in order to be the person that you guys got to meet, who is creating what we're creating here on this app. And so there is I know that it was perfectly designed this way. So how can you be upset that something was yanked out from under you, because it wasn't, when it was perfectly designed for you to step into the next chapter that all of those pieces prepared you for. And so I think it is so cool. I think it's so cool that all of that disappeared. And it has allowed me to like show up in this 150% with all of my heart.
That is such an amazing testimony. That can be used for young people. Like, I'm a mom, I have 4 kids, and I always tell, like, my daughters, one's in college and one is a senior this year. And I always say, Mike, it's okay to let go of your friends. It's okay if they're not going to be in your life anymore, because they're going to go down a different chapter. You're going to go down, and maybe their path is not the best path, that it's not best for you. And if you have to say no, you have to say goodbye, or they say goodbye to you. Does it suck? Yeah. Does it hurt? Yes. But you have to look at the brighter side. And my daughter, when she was in high school, she did exactly that. She said goodbye to some friends that she's known since kindergarten. And she said it was the hardest thing she ever had to do. And now that she's going into her second year of college, and she's like, it was the best choice that she ever made, now that she looks back at it, because she sees the path that they've gone down. And I'm not going to say what it is, but it's not the best path. Hopefully they come back. I'm calling it a little rabbit trail. Hopefully they come back on the main path. But it's your story is an amazing testimony for anybody who might be in here, and young people that could potentially listen to this once we get it uploaded, that it's okay. It's okay. It sucks, but it's okay in the end of the day.
We need every detour, every side quest that we didn't understand. There were so many years that I have, just like everyone else who's listening, cried myself to sleep. Why I am such a good person. I did everything I was supposed to. Why is this happening to me, right?
Yeah.
And where I sit now at almost 41, I can see, hindsight's 2020, right? I can see how all the dots connect. And without those side quests and without all of those things, I wouldn't have learned the skills that I learned. I wouldn't have learned what I was willing to tolerate and what I really wasn't willing to tolerate anymore. I wouldn't have made the connections that I met that led to the next thing. And so like when I'm in it now, which I think is so cool, like I have such a deep knowing now that no matter what I'm going through, and when it's hard and it's pressuring me and it's forcing me to like level up my skill set, I think to myself, like, I don't know where we're going, but it is going to require resilience at a level I've never needed. It's going to require patience and flexibility like never before. And that gets me excited. I'm excited because I never in a million years have imagined the life that I live right now. But every single one of those prepared me to be the person who was able to handle that next level when it showed up right in front of me. And quite honestly, you guys, like, this is so wild to say. I went from a steady reoccurring income to zero, and what I've earned in income last month on TikTok was what I earned over like 2.5 months in my previous business.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so like sometimes we're afraid to let go when we think it was devastating and the worst thing that could have ever happened to us. But like it's a gift when things are sometimes taken, because it opens the door for a new chapter.
It's funny because this saying, you learn from your mistakes. And when you're going through something that's not the path that you want it to go on, or you didn't know you were given that curveball, I always think to myself, well, I have to learn from this somehow. This has to be a learning experience, and then I can dig myself out of it and get to the other side. But I have to learn from this first. And, I think all of those things are so important, so important, that we have to make those mistakes, climb those hills. And when you get to the top, you go, okay, good, I made it.
Yeah, it's, and everybody has a story, whether it can be a really bad story, or you might not even think it's a bad story, but you're like, oh no, but that whatever it might be, it could help the next person that you talk to. Or if you put it out here for the world to hear, that story could help somebody that might be going through the same situation that you went through. And by you saying it might help, every story helps somebody somewhere, somehow.
Exactly.
I love listening to people's stories.
I think one thing that I have learned was to let go of. I have no hard feelings towards any previous version of myself. I used to beat her up and hate on her so much. How could you have thought that was a good idea? How stupid could you have been? Why were you not paying attention? How pathetic were you to have let that happen? How did why didn't you listen to yourself? All of the why, what is wrong with you is when you're on the other side of something and you see it and you can see all the red flags that you blatantly missed or ignored. And I am where I sit now. There is never a moment where I beat myself up anymore because I'm so proud of her. I talked about this a little bit this morning in the club. It makes me emotional. She did the best she could with what she had, and she hadn't had the opportunity to learn what I know now. She's the bravest woman I have ever, bravest child, bravest teen, bravest young adult, bravest woman I have ever met. And she has, over hell or high water, overcome 100% of her hardest days. And I think that is so stinking cool. And she's done it with grace, and she still loves, and she still shines, and she still sparkles. And she just had to learn sometimes. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go through the motions to actually understand the lessons people were trying to share with you. You can't, there's just some things you have to learn. And then you're so grateful people were teaching you things because you're like in it and you're like, oh, this is what they meant. And so you already have that like programmed in there somewhere that like, okay, so-and-so said I needed to X, Y, and Z. That's what I'm going to focus on. And we just keep showing up. It's on my body, one step at a time. And so I think that too many of us, especially as women, I can't speak for men, I'm sure it is very similar. I think we're too hard on ourselves for what we didn't do or how we didn't do enough, rather than thinking about like what we learned, what skills we need next, like how much we can love ourselves and appreciate the woman that we were for getting through and overcoming some of those hardest seasons that we've ever had.
It's very true.
Yeah. Let's go one step. Now you're on TikTok and your lives are going good and you're like, oh, this is cool. All right. Let me join an agency. How did that happen?
I don't know the exact timeline, but it happened pretty quickly. I had hit 1K followers, and I had her and my friend that I told you about TikTok shop. I was like, how are you growing so fast? And she's like, there's these rooms. Go make some friends. And so I was looking for them, and I fell into my friend Kara's room. And she hosts the Roar Room at 9 o'clock in the afternoon.
Karen.
We love her.
And
Yep.
guys, if you don't know her, Kara, she hosts the War Room. Go check her out. She's a very sweet human and has a really cool story.
Yes, she has an amazing story.
And I happened to fall in her room on a night that was like really, really slow for her. And I was learning and I was observing and I was showing up and I was making connections. And then I'd have questions about what was happening. I don't understand this. I don't understand that, especially in these live rooms. And she kept talking about joining this agency. And I was like, that seems so sketchy to me. Like, so sketchy. And like, I was in there enough times that the universe I kept feeling this push from the universe. Like, you're going live. You just finished your third line. Like, if you're going to do this, why don't you do it right and learn from people who've already successfully done it? So I'm like Googling, are agencies a scam? Like, what's the deal with them? How come they're free? How does this really work? And then finally I was like, Tiffany, how many times are you going to talk yourself out of an opportunity when the universe has served it to you on a platter, my friend? Mm-hmm. And so I didn't talk to anyone. I just went to her profile because I heard her say it enough times. I applied to work with the agency and that was it. So I was like, if you're going to do this, why are you not learning the rules of the game so that you can make it your own font? And so I was like, I want to learn how it works. And at first it was like a lot of your first trainings, you guys, when you join GQ, are all about battling. And my brain's like, I'm not here to battle, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I kept having to
we said all the same things that you're saying.
Yep, we really did. Right? Yep.
And I remember sitting there listening to them with my hand on my chest, being like, Tiffany, let it go. learn because you need the information. It might not be for you now, but are you going to be coachable? Are you going to be coachable? And so I had to turn it off because I wanted to resist it. I was like, I don't want to do that. That feels so weird and so cringy. But as I allowed myself to do that, I started learning the rules of the game and how the app works and how people interact on this app and what their motivation.
You froze.
Entertainment,
Okay.
connection, be excited, or a dopamine hit, or to feel a part of something. And so I was like, you can either judge how people show up on this app and be an a-hole, or you can recognize that that is how TikTok was built and learn how to be a part of that community. And so I just wanted to learn the rules of the game and do it with other people who had already been successful. Why wouldn't you go with people who are already successful? Like, it's dumb. It is dumb to recreate a wheel that it was already created and has been optimized for you.
Yeah.
Yep. I always say that if you're handed a silver platter, you have the choice to turn it into gold or turn it into bronze. At the end of the day, it is your choice. And I always use this example as actors or athletes, right? They have been given an opportunity to become a successful actor or a successful athlete or to become a nobody. What they do is their choice. A director, a producer has said, we want you on the show. A team has said, we want you on our team. We want you to represent. What you do with it is your choice. So TikTok is here. They're giving you the platform. They have given you what I would call the quote unquote silver platter. What you do with it is your choice. Now, some people, by all means, just want to be on here for the fun of it. Fantastic. But if you, in your back of your mind, like Tiffany is saying, you've got that pull, go, don't sit there and go, no, I'm not going to do it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you're going to be like, I should have done it. Just give it a try. And you know what? And if it doesn't work, then you can sit there and go, you know what? At least I tried. But don't go give it 30 days. You need to give it at least 90 days, or if not more, go for 90 days. And if 90 days, and if it's just a trickle, like for Dawn and I, right? We're a trickle. We're like really slow. We're not where we want to be, but we know at the end of the day, we're going to get there. It might take us a year to launch out there, right? Where some people can hit it, go right away. So when you're on here, don't go, well, Tiffany made it in 4 weeks. Okay, great. Tiffany made it in 4 weeks. I'm just throwing out a number, right? But you're like, but I'm on week 12, 13, 14. I haven't got anywhere. That's okay.
You can't compare your
Because
chapters.
it's a story. You have a story. Your story is you persevered to get to where you have to go, and you can use that story to help other people. So
Exactly.
remember,
And what you've learned along the way.
with whatever situation you're in. Remember, you're always given us. I always like to start off with the silver because it's in the middle, and what you do is your choice.
I also think it's important to something that I think that has benefited me is that when I see someone winning, one, that jazzes me up like no other. I know some people are like, oh, if they're winning, there's less for me. No, if they're winning, that means there's an opportunity for me to win at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
It's a big platform.
And encourage them, become their friends. Don't be a fake person. Really get out there and encourage them and push them, learn from them.
What can I learn from them? How can I watch them? Are there things that if I sit in the audience and I study them, like I'm studying, if you're a professional football player, you watch game tapes, right? And you're studying and you're learning and you're fine tuning, adapting certain things and trying them on for size for yourself is really, really helpful too.
Yeah.
And you can't compare you can't compare where you're at in your story to someone else's, but you also can't let it be the reason and the excuse for why you don't figure it out.
Exactly.
Right. I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. I just want to thank everybody in the chat for picking each other up. That's really, really nice. And, we, like we said at the beginning, we have some really, really great friends in here. And I'm so happy that you guys are meeting them. And they're so nice and polite in the chat. And I thank you all for that. If you guys can share it out a little bit, that would be great. If you could tap, that would be great too. But we really appreciate you being here. Okay, that was my PSA.
That was your PSA. Perfect. So I just thought of a really great example about not giving up. Y'all may not have known this, but Harrison Ford, y'all know who he is. He's an actor, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. He's 83 years old. And do you know he was just nominated for the first time for an Emmy?
Isn't that amazing?
So 83 years
He's
old.
been in some epic stuff.
He's been in some epic
Exactly.
stuff, and he never once gave up. And if you go back and I think it was last year, Demi Moore said the same thing. Somebody told her, I don't remember how she worded it, you'd have to go look it up. But in a nutshell, they basically told her she would be nothing. And now look where she is.
Yep.
So she said in her amazing speech that she took that and she went with it, and look where she is. So never give up on anything. Even if somebody tries to take you down, just take those as fighting words and just go for it.
I truly, truly believe that divine timing plus aligned action equals magic every single time. You mentioned Demi Moore. For a really long time, she did not think she was worthy of those things. And
Yep,
then someone
exactly.
gave her that pep talk, and all of a sudden she was like, what? And she put her head down. She mapped it out. She worked for it. She took all of the action. She didn't just wait for someone to hand her the award. She mapped it out and she showed up in action and figured it out along the way. And that's how it happened. And so I think that's another piece of it too. Like success doesn't happen by accident.
Yep.
It's with intention. It's with taking the action. It's with figuring it out and learning and navigating as you go. And I think one of the biggest reasons so many people don't find the success they're looking for, we'll use TikTok for an example, is because they haven't committed to taking the action. They're just like, oh, if I just post and pray, I'll see what happens. I can tell you what happens if you see what happens. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be like, things like that don't happen to me. It's such a joke. They must be lying. They must have done something crooked in order to make it happen. And so like, love yourself enough to show up with the action that's going to take you a step closer and closer and closer to what it is that you actually want.
Yeah, sure. Is there anyone out
Change
there?
your world starts with you taking action.
Yep. Is there anyone out there that is afraid to press the go button? You know, like I'd love to see in the chat. Is anyone out there afraid? Or is anyone out there gone, pressed the go button, did it once or twice, and was like, oh, all right, well, nobody's here, and off we, you know.
Guys, do you want a replay of how my first live looked? I have my makeup bag. This is what it looked like. We had just finished Easter. I was telling my mom that I was really insecure that my teeth were turning really yellow now that I was 40 and like nothing was working. So in my Easter basket, I got a whitening kit. I decided it was a good idea to go live and learn how to whiten my teeth. And so I was like this with drool everywhere for a minute trying to like talk and figure it out. And I remember finishing it. It was horrible, but I went for I went for 35 minutes. And when I was done, I was like, well, it can't get worse than that. We'll be back tomorrow. Check. First live done. Check. With drool everywhere, you guys.
There you go. You know what? And everybody in here, you all are making friends. So if you want to go live and you've never done it before, you're nervous, send Tiffany a message. Send Donna and I a message. Say, guys, I'm going to go live tomorrow at this time. Can you come in? We will be there as long as we are not doing anything. Donna and I both work from home. Tiffany now obviously works from home. And we'll be there to support you. We will come in. We'll be there for you. And all you have to do, don't be nervous. Just think about you're talking to a camera. Like you're doing a really cute, funny. Today, guys, okay, so, just do something like that. Just talk. And we'll be like, we'll send you a little message and we'll be like, hey, what's up? You like, oh, hey, like Lindsay's in here right now. Her name is Lindsay Pop Talk. Let's say she says, hey, how are you doing? I'd be like, I'm doing great, Lindsay Pop Talk. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, just do things like that. And we will ask you questions or you can ask us questions in your life and we will answer them. It's a conversation. Like you picked up the phone, you're calling or you're texting. The only difference is that we can see your face. You can't see ours, but we are here.
And that's like half the battle, right, Nick?
Yeah. And once you've done that and you've done you've done your 3 lives, you get yourself pushed out there, you keep going, it's going to become, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to do it again. This was fun. Oh my gosh, I have to do it again. And then you can just do like what we've done, set up a time. Like Tiffany's got the 10 a.m. club. She goes in the mornings and then the evenings. And then Dawn and I, we go in the evenings because that's just works best for us. Just put it out there. This is when I'm going to go live. This is what I'm doing. Maybe you want to cook something. Like today I was making Nigerian meat pies because if you don't know, my husband is Nigerian and my family loves those. So I made, Donna's like, I hope you're making a video. My daughter's like, Mom, I have to get off the phone with Miss Donna. Click, because my daughter was talking to Donna. So I made a video and I'm sure it's going to be the most corniest thing on the entire planet. But guess what?
It'll be fine.
I'm going to do it.
It's going to be fine. It's
You know
gonna
what? You know what has really helped us, and I'm just going to give everyone a little piece of advice. Me and Nick have been doing this for a while now. Okay, have we had out of the park success? No. Have we made the most genuine and amazing friends? 110%. And every night at 7 o'clock, our friends are here to talk to us. So it's amazing. But to the people that are afraid, I'm going to give you a little tip. Before we go on, I either search trivia of the day, topic of the day, anything. How about uh, fun kid jokes, dad jokes, anything. And if you start off with something that can get your chat moving,
Yep.
then it moves and it moves and it moves. And that's what we do. And that's what we do. And we
We
make
did
it
Disney
move.
trivia the other day. Disney trivia.
Yep.
Disney trivia. No kids are in here. We just did Disney trivia, and it was an absolute blast.
Yeah, and it just keeps the chat moving. It keeps us like, you see someone will come in and be like, oh, wait, you guys are playing trivia? Okay. And there they are. They're in.
Yep.
They're in with us. And we've made a new friend and we welcome them. Every single person in our live, welcome everyone that comes in with open arms. Truly, truly. So if you're afraid to go live, yes, I understand being nervous, but look how far we've come. Look what you can do. Look what you can build.
And you don't have to know what you're building before you start. Guys, I never, ever, ever, like, I had no intention of having the room that I have right now. Like, and what we've built with the 10 a.m. club. Like, that was never on the bingo card. I had very different intentions of what I thought my TikTok live adventure was going to be. But your people start to find you and you start talking with everyone in the chat and you start reading their BIOs and you start like actually having conversations with people. And then naturally your room starts to come together and then you show up for them. And in your own way, it's got to be for you. You can't be someone that you don't want to be. But like it comes out naturally. And so like some people, and we've been talking about lives a lot, like some people they were born to be a battle host. They were born to do battle boxes. They were born to do trivia rooms or painting or diamond art or singing and DJing or gaming. Like there's so many different ways to do it. And you don't know what your flavor is going to be until you give yourself a chance to figure it out. And then maybe you find out that you go live for a month and you're like, I really don't like this. I think I'm going to stick with TikTok Shop, or I'm really good at creating viral videos. I'm going to stick with the creator program that you can get into when you're at 10,000 followers. And so like, or maybe you're really good at creating digital products and selling those in your videos. Like you don't know what your secret magic sauce is going to be until you get yourself in the game and start doing reps.
Yeah.
Brandy Lynn, they do exist. I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard diamond art rooms do exist. I've been hearing a lot about them lately. I don't know who does them, but I've heard. Maybe we just have to go in the
Our friend Angie in the 10 a.m. club, she does diamond art in her lives.
I've been in many lives where people are making things, and I will literally stop in my tracks, even if there's one person in there or 10 people in there, and I'll be like, wow, you're doing a really great job. I said, good for you. Or, how do you make these? Or I just like to make conversation, even if it's just like a minute or two. You really can make someone's day by just sending a daily heart and even if you can't stay, send the daily heart and, go, oh, wow, that was really nice of that person. They didn't have to do that. And it really lifts your spirits. It lifts you up.
And you have to know what your intentions are. If you are here and you are looking to monetize, like earning an income needs to be a part of your adventure, then it is up to you. It's your responsibility to figure out how to do the thing. We'll use diamond art, for example. You've got to figure out a way to engage your room to play in all of the spaces. And there's so many different ways to do that. People aren't going to show up like that just naturally if you haven't, this is going to sound, know that I say this with love. If you haven't trained your room to do the things, then they don't know to do that yet. And when people join a room that's already hopping, they're like, oh my God, I want to be a part of it. And so there's so many different ways to do that.
Yep.
Boards and giveaways and things like that, prize wheels. Like there's so many different ways to do that. And so you got to think about that part too. What is the entertaining part for it? And if it is truly, I'm just here to heal my soul and connect and be seen by other humans for a while, and the other part of it isn't important, that is perfectly perfect. Just know that what your intentions are, so that you can create a space that actually will foster that for you. If that makes sense.
And just always love everybody when they come in.
Brittany, Britney Spears. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
Tiffany, have you have you won any contests with GQ yet? Like, because I know that you do so well, and I do see your name on the leaderboards and stuff like that. So how close have you come to maybe winning, or have you won? Or
I say we because it has really been a true team effort. We came in, there was a GQ competition during Community Fest. We came in second, which was really awesome.
Awesome.
Second or third, we were up there. My first month in GQ, we were the number 3 recruiter for the month for rookies.
Nice.
The community, in that first month, we were ranked top 10 internationally and top 4 in the US and UK.
Wow.
Rooms. And in Community Fest, I'm really proud of how the community did during Community Fest. We, in the first round, we ranked in the top 14. And then in that last round, we came in 44, like spot number 44, which was absolutely, I cried a lot because I was like, wow, our community really showed up and like made a name for themselves. And we, during, guys, if you don't know this, if you're not a live host, always check your campaigns because they're enjoying all of them, even if you're not pushing for them. I just got a reward this morning for a campaign that I had applied for that I didn't even quite understand how it worked. And I had earned a $30 bonus that I saw on my PayPal this morning. And so didn't even know, but just showing up and doing the things. And so always apply for those campaigns, even if you're not sure that you're going to push for them, because you just don't know. You don't know how the points are going to work and if you're earning them unconsciously. So, yeah.
Paula, there's a couple of ways to check your campaigns. So I don't know if you can see it at the top of the live right now where it says live calendar. If you press on that, so I don't know if you could see me moving it. It says Community Fest. Can you guys see that?
No, we have to toggle that banner ourselves. Up in the top right corner, toggle the banner.
And then those are the campaigns that are going on right now. You can also see it in your TikTok studio. I just don't know exactly where it is, but if you play around and press through the buttons, you'll be able to see what campaigns are going on. And just sign up for them. That's what someone gave us that was the best advice. Someone just said, just sign up.
You guys just gave me a piece of content. I'll show you. I'll make a video showing you how to do it.
Perfect. Okay. There you go. Perfect. Wow, I had a question and now I don't remember.
Guys, are you having a good time in the chat? Has this been helpful?
They have said
what has
it's
been your
inspiring.
favorite aha so far? Drop those in the chat. Drop your ahas in the chat.
They have said it's inspiring. They're loving it. One said that you have inspired her to rebrand herself. Maybe she's going to start doing the little diamond art now. I think she's one of your people. Yeah, they're loving it. Real quick, Bree Backyard Garden asked, should we make up a backup account? And if so, how many and when? Yes, yes, and yes. Immediately, yes, 1, and do it right away. And then don't forget to so we actually had a friend, she's in the UK, and her account, so heartbreaking, got hacked yesterday. I think she had almost 11,000 people. She's a GQ host. Her account was lost. So just make sure that you go up to settings and privacy, click on that, and go to security and set it to where you have multiple ways to log into your account, so that if somebody wants to come in, like I want to quote unquote try to hack Tiffany's, but she's got it set up to where you have to have a password's going to get sent to her phone or her email address. I'm not going to be able to get into it because she's got it set up that way. So make sure you set that security up so you lock your account, because I hope she gets it back, but if she doesn't, she has to start fresh.
Brandy Lynn, do not mess with your algorithm. You start another account if you want to play with Diamond Art.
I have a question for you, Tiffany. What do you think helps to push you out onto the FYP?
More reps, more videos.
Yeah.
I think that too many people put too much on like one video, and it truly is volume. Like there are so many videos. There's a stat, and I don't remember the exact number, but it is ridiculous number of videos are published per minute. And so like you just need more opportunities to be seen. Hooks are really important, because if the first bout of people don't watch your video past the 1 minute mark, TikTok considers it a dead video. And so if they're not getting engagement, why are they going to waste the real estate and risk people exiting the app? If people exit the app, TikTok can't make money and income, and they're a business. And so they need people to create content to keep people inside this app. And so work on that first like 3 seconds and really get that tightened up. And if you're like, how do I know? If you go to the analytics on each of your videos, you can see where people fall off.
Right.
You need to like work on some things. But watch time, comments, engaging with the buttons, and not just begging for people to do it, but like honestly creating videos that entice people, where like that is their natural response to give it a like, to want to share it with a friend. Like shareable content is really important, because then people just naturally want to repost it or send it to a friend in a text or in their group chats.
And be natural. Don't be fake, because we can spot those fake people like that. And we're going to be like, beep. So just be natural when you make those videos. And, and if and you have to understand that most people watching video you're probably going to only keep them for 30 seconds and then they're going to move on. So you have to get as much information in that video in 30 seconds. The only time I will stay longer than 30 seconds, if it's a video that says, can you stay for 45 seconds or a minute? Because to help pay a bill for my baby in the NICU, and they show a picture of them holding their baby. Of course I'm going to be watching.
If I'm entertained, it can be a 5-minute video. If I am entertained the whole time, I'm staying, but the moment I'm bored, I'm out.
Or if I'm going to learn something from it, I will stay.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you can cook, and you're going to pop out a recipe, let's go.
But it's got to be moving. It's
got
to be moving. Do not give me dead space. The moment my brain has time to like breathe, I'm on to the next one. People are in the app, whether you like it or not. People are looking for a dopamine hit. They're looking to be entertained. They're bored in their own lives, and so we got to keep them in. And the truth is if you can't hook someone through a 20-second video, you have no business making a 3-minute video.
Exactly.
Is that like, love you. And in the beginning, really lean into when you're first working on your account, like as much as you think it's cheesy, lean into the trends and the trending sounds and hop on them, because that is how you're going to get visibility and gain momentum. And then you start finding a little bit more of your personality. Like where I'm at now, I sprinkle in, it's probably 50-50 trending sounds and trends, because TikTok's big on trends, and like my own personal, like unique original content. But that's just my 2 cents.
No, you're good.
What's your take on the Creator Search Insight, like using that tool?
I don't have one.
No, you don't use it?
No, I just don't have an opinion one way or the other.
Okay.
I think that it is really great. It gives this, I have great ideas from there. They trigger creativity in my brain. Okay. I'm a person that can't create from nothing, but I haven't, I need something to trigger my creativity. Okay. And so I enjoy those. Now, do they give me more views than other things? I don't have enough data yet to tell you one way or the other.
Right. Yeah, I wondered that.
So
go ahead.
Somebody asked a question, should we post a video before we go live? So There's two answers to that. Absolutely yes. Do not do it 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, because what happens is when you post it out there, TikTok has to grab it. They have to throw it out there. So you want to do it at least 2 hours before you go live. That way they've got enough time to get it generated and get it pushed out. Do it 5 minutes before. It's not going to have time to get pushed out into the FYP. So do it at least a couple of times. And then if you become a big hot shot, where you can go live and have 6 million people in your room and in a minute's notice, then obviously you don't have to do that. But do that. And one more thing, somebody asked me again where to find the security thing. So you're going to go to your settings and privacy. From there, you're going to go to security and permissions. And then from there, you're going to hit two-step verification and then just go from there.
Kayla, my 2 cents for your question of do I say I'm going live or just a video? I think that you play with it and that you be a scientist of your own account. For me, actually, if I post something more than 2 hours before I go live, it doesn't help my room. But for me, like that 30-minute mark is the sweet spot. But I've tested it and I've tried to see what works.
Yeah, you have to see where you get pushed.
Yeah, you have to just see what works for you. I am also on a lot longer than most people. And so like my room builds over time too.
Let me give you, I'll go back. So we've got some new people in here. I'm Donna, this is Nick, and we're East Coast Opinions. We're sitting here with Tiffany from the 10 a.m. Club, and she is sharing all of her wonderful tips and tricks and stories about her journey on TikTok. I see some of our UK besties are starting to pop in here now. So guys, if you aren't friends with Tiffany, please go and pick her up and pick up all of her friends that are in the chat. There's a lot of them in here.
Yeah, they're rolling in now.
Yep. We have a contest going on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say contest. I don't know what I'm allowed to say anymore, but anyway, whoever.
A love away.
We have a love away going on until the end of July 31st. Whoever has given the most COINSs is going to be gifted $50. So you guys that have all given to us and have been so generous, you will be on the list. I just want to let everybody know that. And we appreciate all the support. When we started off at 5:00 with you, we had about 33 people in here. That is the most people we've ever had in all of our months of being on here. So thank you to your people and thank you to our people. Thank you very much.
That's so cool.
Thank you. Anyway, I wanted to put that out there and I want to say thank you and then we can keep rolling. I feel like I should have a clipboard. Let's go.
Action.
Yep.
Where's Paisley? She's good at that.
So where do you see yourself in the future at this point? Or is it a day by day thing? Is it?
I am in the moment.
In the moment.
I'm in the moment. I am being curious about life. I am loving every opportunity. I am walking with pure faith in myself, in the universe, and whatever label you want to give that, whether it's God, universe, source, like spaghetti man, I don't care what you call it. I believe that we're all talking about the same thing, the same piece of energy. And I am just, sorry, I got distracted. There is a baby deer in the front yard. Yesterday we were on, and it was a few days ago, there was a mama and her baby turkeys, and they were so babies, they looked like baby ducks. They were so little. Just being in it and seeing where it takes me, very intentionally showing up in the moment. Like I'm not just sitting here wishing and praying. I am intentionally showing up, but I don't know. I am on a sabbatical. I took, around the same time I started TikTok, I took an accidental sabbatical from I call it my big girl business. And one mental health day turned into 5, which turned into 10, which I've been gone for 2 months now. And so I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I am just in it and what's working and what feels good in my body and what's bringing me joy. And I am literally having the time of my life creating on this app and helping other humans win at their game of life. So I don't know.
Are you missing it? You're not.
Which is such a weird thing. I was just talking about that with a friend yesterday, and I was like, I feel like it's a different life ago. Like I don't miss like the things I love. I loved it. And I loved my clients and I loved the work I was doing and I loved my podcast, but there is not an ounce of me that is feeling drawn or pulled to go back and continue creating over there. And maybe it comes back around, but like, I don't know. I just don't, it's such a beautiful chapter and maybe it served its purpose and it was always designed to bring me to this moment at this time in this like transition of TikTok where I get to hold space for other people as we messily maybe transition into a new app. I don't know. But my feet are exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm where my feet are at, whatever that saying is.
I can totally relate to that. I used to own a brick and mortar gift shop for 10 years. And literally when people ask me now if I miss it, I can literally just say no. So I know it was time. It was time to go. It was time to sell. It was just time. So when you can like confidently say no.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it just evolved. Like it's in companies, like everything I do here on TikTok is through my company LLC, Living One Step at a Time. And so all of it, every program I created, every worksheet, everything, like I see pieces of it trickling in. Like I was just talking with someone yesterday, they were asking a question. I was like, I feel like I did a webinar on this in December. Give me 1 second. Let me go see if I can find the replay and send it to you. And so I think it's being pulled in. I just think it's morphing and like whatever, it's becoming its own new identity from the pieces of that, of what was created there. And I just think it's transitioning into this space and helping other people win at such a new level. It just feels really good. It feels really good to be here.
Yeah, you're in, like you said, it's melding together.
Yeah.
So Penny Lane has a question for you, Tiffany. She's one of our amazing followers. We love her. She's married to Big Daddy Penny. We'll leave his name for another day. I named him that. What do you think? So she says, do you think we could lose this app? And if so, what would you do if we lost this app?
I would go build it. So guys, I'm not worried about it. I pay attention because I need to know. If I put my business owner hat on, because we're monetizing on TikTok, you are now a business owner, whether you know it or not. So I have my business hat on. And so I keep aware of what's happening, but there are literally no answers. There is no definitiveness. Like we have no idea. It's right. Everything you see in your feed, including the video I made to ride the trend because it was hopping and I wanted the views and I wanted the awareness. It is all speculation. Because if you read the reports, it's all fluff. It's all empty words. We have no idea. But here's the thing. MySpace, Vine, Chive, you name it. Joanne Fabrics. Let's use Joanne Fabrics. Like, seasons come and go. And I know that I am resourceful. I know that I'm resilient. I know that I am a capable intellectual adult that is willing to like roll with the punches and flow. And so I am exactly where we're at right now, which is this app has so much potential. And if it ends in a month, I got to ride the wave for the next 4 weeks. And so I will go on to the next thing. Lemon8 tried to take off. There's so many apps that have tried to be something that didn't. It's up to us to figure them out and be the first in the spaces and learn those new spaces and welcome the new people in. And so am I worried about it? No. If it happens, will it be a quick blow? But yes, but nothing in this life is guaranteed. How many people felt they had a secure job and that recently got laid off? There are no guarantees in this life. There are none. The only thing consistent, we tapped into something. Like, the only thing consistent about life is that life is inconsistent and nothing's guaranteed. So stop looking for guarantees before you leap and just figure it the F out.
No, it's absolutely true. Like, we obviously, I'm sure Tiffany, same way, we're ready to go. Like, we have YouTube and we've got Instagram, so we're ready to go. But think about it this way, right? Childhood actors, they've been in since they were little ones, right? Their mom and dad had them in acting. They become an adult. They're no longer that cute little child actor. They're now having to switch to different roles. Now it becomes okay, they have to switch their mind. They can't be the cute little 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever it is. They're now playing adult roles. And there's no guarantee that they're going to get that next role that they did when they were little kids. They have to push for it. Think about it this way, Macaulay Culkin, right? He was known for Home Alone. He did really well as those little, and now he's an adult and he's having to push himself. Why? Because he's not that cute little, he's not that cute little kid anymore. So they have to really push hard, and there's no guarantee, even in the music industry, the entertainment industry, the athletic industry. Like, I have a neighbor, he is going to go on to become in the NFL, but his mom said to him, "You're going to get a college degree because there's no guarantee you're going to make it past year 2 if you get a career-ending injury. What are you going to do with yourself?" So he's going off.
Figure it out.
Yes, so he's getting a degree that he knows that if that ends, he can become something. I don't remember who this guy was. He's an emergency room doctor, but he played football for many, many years. And when his time was up, he hung up the helmet and put on his white coat, and now he sits in an emergency room as a doctor.
I was a nuclear chemist for 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do anything with my degrees now. Mm-hmm. My mom really cried. The day I left my very secure 6-figure income, she cried and could not talk to me for a really long time.
Wow.
Because through her lens, and thank goodness I had done the work on myself to know that it wasn't with me. What she was feeling had nothing to do with me, and I just needed to hold space for her to feel her feelings without it impacting me. Because what she saw was she worked 3 and 4 jobs to make sure we could go to private school. That she worked her butt off to make sure I graduated college without any debt, to set me up for this life that was going to allow her to have peace as a mama. And she felt that because of the job I had and the career that I was in, that if something ever happened to her, it was going to be okay because I could take care of myself. Yeah. And when I went and leaped, I didn't tell my family I quit my job and started my own business for 3 months after I left.
Wow.
Because I knew that they were going to have their reactions and they were entitled to them, but I could not risk the accidental doubt that my brain was going to play and that I needed to leave. And so, like, I started as an intuitive eating coach. I turned into a high performance coach. It turned into a podcast. It turned into they morphed the whole time. And I think that we're always looking for these, where was I going with that? I don't know where my brain was going with that. But I think it was that fact of I have lived so many different careers in my lifetime. And so, all of us are doing that. We're always evolving. We're always growing. We take the lessons. You don't unlearn the stuff that brought you success in those other seasons. Yeah. Bring it with you. And so whatever that next chapter is, whether you're here on TikTok or you go to a corporate job, all levels on top of each other. And so it's in your own ability if something happens.
I know that, we'd all love to get into this next, financial situation I'm about to say, but do y'all know that Bill Gates dropped out of college? He went to college and he dropped out because it wasn't for him, and now look where he is. Now, I'm not saying we're all going to become the next Bill Gates financially. I wouldn't want to be because I just wouldn't want that kind of money. I love how I live. But do you have to think about, he did what was best for him, and he was like, college is not for me. And that, you have to do what's happy, and he did what was happy for him. So, but as for the app, I can say all 3 of us here, we're ready to go. If something happens, it goes. We've got our YouTube and our Instagram page. We're ready to roll. But I don't think it's going to happen. Like she said, I think that it's just, blowing smoke. But, it's a big political thing right now. So all we can do is sit back and let them, tit for tat do their thing.
There's too much money.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say. Yeah. What you said at the very, very, very beginning about describing TikTok and how many millions of dollars go through here within an hour or 10 minutes. So
many
if it's not
people
called
have,
TikTok, maybe it'll be called, outer space, and then that's what we're going to be on. But
yep.
I
Like
did
Shannon
see a
says, as long as
policy.
you're happy, that
I
is, like
did
Shannon
see
says here, as long as you're happy in doing what you're doing, that's all that matters. 100%. Make yourself happy. And you could come on here and you can just talk. You can tell people your story. You can be. I come across a man who weighed 540 pounds and he's lost over 100 pounds now. That's literally what he does. He's like, going for a walk, guys. Let's go. Keep me accountable. He has no problem putting his phone like this, standing on the scale, and you can hear it say, he's like, well, gained 4 pounds today. Didn't see that one coming. Or I
I
mean,
saw
this
his
week.
this week.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And you just be who you are, be raw.
Yep.
If you don't know who it is, maybe you want to go on a weight loss journey. We'll come support you. I'll be there for you. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to do a cooking show. I'll be there. I'm not a good cook, but I'll come and, whatever you want to do, just go for it. Like Tiffany's saying, just go for it. It's all about, the scary part is hitting that little red button that says live and then watching it count down 3.
And if it's not TikTok, there will be another app that you can, like, the skills are transferable. Or like whatever skills you've learned to be successful on this app will be transferable. And you might just have to like reassess what is the business, like what's the business intention of this new platform? What is their win for them and how can I fit in that with the skills I learned on the other place?
Yeah. And always share everything that you get. Like Donna and I have no problem sharing we learned. Tiffany has no problem sharing what she's learned because we go to people. We go to Tiffany, we go to Kara, we go to Shannon, we go to Amy, we go to all these people asking, what are we doing wrong? And they share it with us. And when we find out what it is, we're like, okay, we're going to share it with you. And, at the end of the day, we know we're, like we said, we're very slow, but we're going to shoot off. And the day that we shoot off and we hit Mars, we're going to tell people. We're not, share what you have, and that's all you have to do. Like she's like, I have no problem sharing anything.
Yes, PDA.
Yeah.
Yes.
And someone just said in the comments, I'm sorry, I didn't see the name, but they said, just always be kind.
Yeah.
So that one kind thing could be a random video that you see a person walking and trying to lose weight. And you know what? Maybe it's that one comment that you put under there that says, keep it going. I'm proud of you. Maybe that person needed that day. And, this is what it's all about. It's all about being nice and, helping each other out and not gatekeeping and being mean and being trolls. Like, that's just useless.
Encourage people like Tiffany does. Every day she encourages people in her lives.
Yeah, of course. Of course she does. Because she's wonderful.
And that's why we love her.
You guys were so sweet to me.
We are. You know what? We are your OGs when we found you. I remember telling Nick, I'm like, I saw this girl and she had like this light going around her. Because, whenever we find like a new room, we'll go back and forth. Okay, I found this room. Okay, I found this room. Look at this girl. She had this light going around her. It was so cool. You know what? It's all good. It's all good, right?
Yep. It works for me. The reason the light came to be was that I didn't have like a cool background. And I didn't want to rearrange my house yet. And I was like, I got to do something that catches people attention. And I found that in the effects. And it was like 100% my vibes.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
If I did that, Dawn would be like, you good, Nick? You good? Well, yeah.
Right over there. Me, yeah.
She'd be like, no, turn it off. I'm like, okay. Like, get rid of it.
Oh
Somebody
my
in the
gosh.
chat be like, no, Nick, it's not you. Just get rid of it. Just stop trying. I'm like, okay, fine. It's off.
How do you how is your like TikTok shop doing?
It's building.
It's building.
It's doing its thing.
Okay.
I earned $6 this week, which was very exciting.
How much?
Everyone, $6.
Hey, $6 you didn't have yesterday.
That is right. Everyone, and I still slowly, I'm working, like I just started a second account so that I could go really hard on like bottom of funnel stuff and sales and like really like without the nurturing aspect. Like in this account, I am here to support you. I'm your engaging bestie. I'm going to help you grow. But over there, I want to just be able to post videos and not have to like manage all the other parts of that account. And so I started a second account a week ago. I'm still waiting to get in the creator program. I hit 1,000 yesterday. I did it in 7 days. Very proud of myself.
Wow, good for you.
Thank you. I'm very, very, very proud of myself for that. And and my $6. I'm so excited. Everyone that I know who is making really, really big income on TikTok Shop says like you have to go hardcore for at least 90 days, if not 6 months, before you start to really see the traction. And so, like, I'm in it a minimum of 300 videos before you, of like intentional videos before you start to really start to see your videos picking up. And so I'm in the work, I'm in the reps, I'm practicing getting better at TikTok Shop. And so we're still going hard. But right now,
But wait,
lives are the way I'm paying my bills.
will you do a shop live? Like, when you click on some of these people and they're like curling their hair and
I'm gonna
500 people
try
are
it.
watching them, and I'm one
I'm
of the
gonna try it. It's gonna
500
be
going
so
like this.
messy and so uncomfortable, and I'm gonna be so bad at it at first because I've never done it. And there's a script and there's a process to it for having successful selling lives. And so that's another reason why I wanted to do it. I felt like if I went, I've been wanting to try shopping lives.
Okay.
I feel like it would mess with my like what we've built in this page.
Right.
And so I wanted a space that was just completely dedicated for doing it. And I want to try, and maybe it's for me, and maybe I don't know, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it out.
Some of them are just so like when someone has like their beautiful kitchen and all of their cookware out, like perfectly placed, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, that looks really nice.
For the record, most of the time, in case you guys didn't know, let me tell you the behind the scenes.
I love
It
it.
is usually like someone's basement, and it's a fake wall with some like fake contact paper.
Oh, like that looks like a kitchen?
Yes.
God, how funny.
You know,
All right,
like
now I gotta really
studio
look.
setup. And so you can go make that with some cardboard and some contact paper from Walmart too.
I have
Okay,
to look.
well, my video of me making meat pies today is 100% legit. So I don't care what y'all think about my kitchen or the fruit on my counter or my desk that is dirty. If you don't like it, you can leave. I'm just kidding.
I have
No,
this
it's legit,
pasta video I have to
okay?
put
It's
together.
real.
Like, why are you doing that? Are you not being successful at live hosting? Guys, my goal, I am very clear with what I want to create. And my goal at the end of the day is to be able to retire my mom and travel the world with her. And so, like, I will do whatever it takes as long as it's in alignment with me as a person, as long as I don't cross any lines of integrity within myself. I will do whatever it takes to figure out what version and what flavor my sauce looks like. And so, and I don't know what that's going to be until I test it and I try it and I give it everything I have before I'm like, and maybe I find out that it is not for me, but like, I won't know that until I give it everything I have.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that. I just love that you've been so open with us and have shared so much information, and that our paths crossed and that we were able to become friends.
Agreed.
I
I've
have
learned so much from both of you. Guys, we have in the 10 a.m. club, we have a prize wheel because these two ladies recommended it. They're like, have you tried this? I was like, I need to figure something out. What are you guys doing? And they're like, get a board, put some people's names up there. And I was like, that worked in the room. And so make the people that you're meeting, you never know. They might have the answers you didn't know you were looking for just because you were willing to have a conversation with them human to human.
Yeah, absolutely. And if y'all have goals, can you put them in the chat? We would love to see your goals. If you want to go live for the first time, let us know. We will go and send us a message so we can go and we can go hit your bell. We can't do it right now because we're on here, otherwise it'll kick us out. But send us a message and let us know, hey, we want to go live, and we'll go hit that bell. Or do you want to do this? Or do you want to do that? Don't ever be afraid to do anything because we're all are here. Everybody has a goal. Like Dawn and I have a goal. Our goal is to go to the UK one day and meet all of our UK besties that are in there. But in order to do that, we have to start making, this room needs to start making money, but we do it, we have amazing followers. And as we start to grow, we know that we'll start getting more people in. And then one day we'll be able to go visit Shannon, who's in here, and PDA, who's in here. And, some of them all went to bed because it's really late there now.
Lindsay, I think Lindsay came back through, and
Lindsay, Lindsay is one of our friends. She is in theater, and we always push her that there's going to be a day that she's going to be on the West End. And for ones who don't know what that is the UK's Broadway. Like we have Broadway, the West End is their Broadway, and that is a goal for us that when she hits that, all of us here, Penny Lane, Sheba, all of us, we're headed to the UK to go watch her on the West End when that happens. We're going to be there to support her. We're going. So if one day you see us in the UK, it's because she's obviously in the West End. We're going to go see
I
her.
love that. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
We encourage everybody in our room. Everybody knows everybody's goals. We have 2 that are into acting, and we're ready to go. One's going to be on the big screen one day. We're going to go watch her. She's going to be at the Emmys and this and that. We're all
Yep.
going to be there when she
We
hits
all
that
put
red
it in the
carpet. And the
universe
other one's
all the
going to be in
time.
theater.
Yeah. I'll get like a semi-personal with you guys. I lost my husband about a year and a half ago. Maybe it's 2 years now. Oh my God, it's 2 years now. And 2 years.
Yeah,
And
2.
I sat in a chair in my room for almost a year and a half and didn't talk to anybody, didn't want to talk to anybody, didn't want to do anything. How much Netflix can you watch and all that kind of stuff. And TikTok and joining and making friends has made a new world for me.
Yep.
Has made a new world for me. It sincerely has. It really has. I have someone to talk to all the time. I have 2 boys. They're not going to sit and want to hear about mom stuff all the time.
I'll call them and talk to them.
I have someone to talk to, and I'm going through some really bad times right now, but I have these guys. They're here. They'll listen. And even if I don't want to talk about the not so great things, as long as they make me laugh, then that's like half the battle. Right?
Yep,
That's half the battle.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Janet says Joey's her favorite. Well, Nick's my favorite.
They each have
I've
favorites.
got him up to 30-second conversation. My goal is 1 minute with him.
My youngest is on the autistic spectrum, so he's another whole set of challenges.
Such a big deal too. 30 seconds is a lot.
Oh yeah,
For him?
I got to get him on a good conversation. One time I had him on a great conversation, and she's trying to get him on. No, stop! I'm like, on it, go away, shush.
She's like, I'm doing it myself.
Like,
Yeah,
be quiet. Shh.
he's like, he's someone else that you I have to take care of him. I have to, he's working at the pool. I have to make sure his schedule and when he's going to go. And I scheduled a late pool, time. And he's flipping out and going to school and flipping. I'm like, we don't need to flip out. I'll just ask them to take you off the schedule. This is every day. Every day, it's a lot. It's a lot. So you know what? This is a saving grace for me to come here and talk to everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. They just cut my hours at work last week. So that's my newest thing to deal with.
But if y'all have a story and you want to share your story, just DM us and say, hey, I would love to share my story. Give us a little brief synopsis, and we can do the same thing here that we did with Tiffany, and we'll let everybody know.
Exactly.
We're going to come out. We're going to talk about your story. Maybe you're a recovering addict, and you're like, I want to tell my story, how I'm a recovering addict. We'll put it out there. We'll do it. And you know what? I have 2 nieces that are both, one is a recovering addict. The other one, just keep her in your prayers. Her family had to cut the cords because it had to be done. It's a sad thing, but she's chosen a path that wasn't healthy for her to be around the family, and they had to send her packing, and the other one, Tiffany was saying earlier, you have to wait till something hits you to realize, okay, I need to go back on the path. And it was seeing her son go to kindergarten into 1st grade and realize she was missing all of those memories. And she called me crying one day, and I was like, don't worry about the past. I'm like, you can't fix that. You have his entire future. Yes, you didn't get him on the bus for the very first time. Yes, you didn't get to teach him to ride a bike. Yes, you didn't get to potty train him. Yes, you didn't get to kiss his first boo-boo, and I'm so sorry. That's okay. Let's go. And now she's a drug counselor, and she goes into the prisons, and she talks to those people. So that is a path that she's chosen, and she's not embarrassed to talk about her story because she knows that story can help other people. And we're proud of her for that. We're like, yes, it sucked. We hated you. I wanted to smack you upside your head. I wanted to shake you and everything else. But we knew that was a path that she had to go down, and we had to let her learn it. We couldn't pull her away. We had to let her do it. And it was the hardest thing as a family to watch her go through it. But now we're so proud of where she's at. So if you guys have a story that you want to say,
We would
let's
love
go.
to hear it.
And if you want Tiffany up here when you tell the story because you feel comfortable with her being in it, we'll bring her up. We'll do it. If you want her up here when you tell your story, we'll bring her up here for you.
Yeah. We want to inspire others. And this is such a great platform to do it on. We want to inspire others. You want to come and open up and tell your story? Well, we're here for you. We are here for you.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Does anybody have any questions before we let her go so she can go cook dinner for her and her mama? Any questions?
It's starting to growl. That is true. It's like
What do
what's
you-
in my belly.
What
It's
do
like
you
what's in
have
my
then?
belly just said.
Because remember, I forget, you said something before. You said like, there's something in life that we will always have to do every day. And then the first thing that came to my mind was my kids will always say, "What are we having for dinner?"
Right. What's for dinner? At least
And they'll always
40
be
years old,
laundry.
and I asked that of my mom yesterday. I was like, "Mom, what's for dinner?" And she was just like, "Who's supposed to be taking care of who?" And I'm like, "You have a plan in your head."
Anybody have any questions?
Today, and I was very excited about it.
That's very true, Shannon. She says, as horrible as some bits are, it's absolutely amazing in many other ways. That is so very true.
I want to share something that I recently think I believe to be true. And that is that what if before we all came here, what if before our bodies had our souls and we were in the womb and we became who we were, what if we signed up for a certain adventure and we were sent here to learn a certain lesson and all of those things were already written out for us to experience, and that's where the free will part comes in. And that we had to go through all those trials and tribulations because the next generation of humans and the other people in the world relied on us to figure that thing out because we were the only ones that they were going to be able to hear that message from in order for them to be able to take their next step. Not because we're God or anything, but because the way that the dominoes fell, we had to go down that really dark path to learn the lessons that we learned so that we could share the story that we had for that exact right person at the exact right moment for them to change the trajectory of their life.
Shannon, you're not allowed to go back and say unsign up. You're not allowed to. So Shannon is who we, her and Amy, we had in our podcast. Was it last week? I believe it was. And they're an amazing duo. They're out of the UK, and they're the ones I told we're talking about how they are hairdressers on the side, and it is their goal. They signed up, I think, in March, and now they actually, if you don't know, they actually won the trip to the TikTok headquarters in the UK. So they came in 4th and 6th, I think, or something like that.
Like I charged my bubble machine.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
They won, and they have an amazing story. We did. If you guys want to go and listen to it, it is in the YouTube and in Spotify. But you know, like Amy was saying, her partner in crime here. That's how Team Sham. The SH is for Shannon, the M is for Amy. You know, it is their goal to quit their. And they have an amazing team underneath them, with people that follow them and they encourage, and they're grow rooms, but their grooms are, they have people that love them. And then Shannon comes in here at night and she hangs out with us, and we call it at 8:30, we call it East Coast After Dark, because you never know what you're going to get. Literally, you never know. But it's all fun. But yeah, so, you know, never say never to anything that you're going to do, because you never know. It can be, you know, Shannon, when she signed up for this, she didn't see, you know, herself winning, going to TikTok headquarters. She didn't see herself being an influencer, even though I know she doesn't think she is one. You know, she didn't see herself becoming the influencer. She still thinks herself as this 28-year-old mom to 2 amazing little boys and a wife. But, you know, and now she's starting to see that she's, you know, being recognized when she takes the kids to school, you know, walks to the market.
You know, I was just going to
So
say, Shannon, do you want to come up for like a second and just tell Tiffany's people your I don't know if you can, because I know it's late. But if you want to,
she might be laying in bed or downstairs.
come up on the grid for a second, and
thank you, PDA.
you can tell, you know, a lot of Tiffany's friends that, yeah, but she won't put the camera on. She'll tell you what it was to go to TikTok headquarters, and she'll tell you.
That's fine. You don't have to put the camera on.
Yeah, you don't
She's already
have
in her jammies, makeup's off, hair's in a messy bun.
You know
Just
what?
hit the invite button.
And she can tell you that people were waiting outside TikTok headquarters to see them.
Yeah, they came down like an hour to see her.
Yeah. Is that amazing? I mean, that, come on.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Shannon.
I don't know what I'm doing up here. Oh my god.
Shannon, Tiffany, Shannon.
Hi,
Nice
girl.
to meet you. I'll come in your lives. I have dropped you a follow as well. Oh, I don't know. I'm on the spot now.
Well, you said just tell them about your going to TikTok headquarters, your little fun journey over there.
So it was good. It was really good. You learn a lot as well. But the weirdest thing is that we was in there and we walked outside on our break, and the next thing we know, there was one of our subscribers just stood out there, um, just waiting for us. Didn't know what time was coming out, didn't know nothing, but just waited out there just to come and say hi, and then literally 5 minutes later he left and went home for an hour again.
Is that adorable?
Isn't that a weird? Tell to us about the feeling inside your body when that happened. Like what was happening?
It's crazy because like me and Amy, like it's hard because we're literally the whole time was like, what are we doing here? Like, because it's happened so quick and we're just normal people as well, like you lot are. And I think that's why we've all like got on so well, because we're generally normal people and we're so happy with wherever we've got. Yeah, it just blows my mind, but it's just such a weird feeling when people start recognizing you, because I know you put yourself on the internet, but also at the same time you're like, nah, no one's ever going to recognize me. And the next thing you know, people recognize you, like, what the how, what, me?
Yeah, I love it.
It's the strangest feeling.
Remember earlier, Tiffany, when you said that whenever there's a campaign, just sign up on any campaign, no matter what? That's exactly what they did.
I literally say exactly the same thing to
They
everyone.
signed up for it. And not knowing.
I literally say to everyone, I was like, just do it. Like, you never know. Like, we've never pushed anything either. You just sign up and you never know what day is going to happen. You don't know when you're going to have someone come through your room. You just don't know. You've just got to put yourself in there and I can't really explain it. You've just got to just do it. And yeah, I wasn't even going to go live. It's another creator. I just been going in there. I just wanted to get a few followers. And then I signed up under her with Gravitas Q. And then she was like, go live, do it. I was like, no. She was like, just do your 10 minutes that you need to do. I was like, okay, I'll do that. 2.5 hours later, I was still on live chatting. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And then, I've never looked back. I've just come on. And it's crazy.
I think we were one of your first subscribers, right, Shannon?
Yeah. You were literally in my first, when I started pinning, I think, when I did my 3 lives, you were, I'm pretty sure, were like one of the first lot of subs that I had.
Yep. I lost my train of thought, but I was going to say something else.
Well, yeah, guys, whenever there's a competition, just sign up for it, because that's exactly what Shannon and Amy did. They just were like, oh, Gravitas Q, road to TikTok headquarters. Yeah, we're never going to win. The girls came in.
And when I signed up as well, so I did a campaign. I signed up to it, and it was like a road to 200k or 300k. I don't know if you guys have it. So basically, it's like for new starters. So there's like this one that we do over here, and it's like so it pushes, like, it helps you with your account, really. It's something to work towards, and I got number 1 in that by just doing my normal lives. And I couldn't believe it. I literally had no idea. Like, I was like, no way. I was like, as if I'm sitting at 1. I was like, what's this? I looked at it. I was like, no way. But this is what I mean. You just never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
I have a friend. I think she's in the chat, Jess. She was like, I'm in the top. She was in a road to like 250 or something. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I'm in the top 40. But it'll change and like, it's not going to turn into anything. And I was like, why are you counting yourself out before you even give a chance? And she finished in the top 20.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just never know. It takes one person to come in to be absolutely incredible. Like,
she's number 22 right now. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
That's amazing. See, and you look how many people are in it, and just to even be in those numbers is incredible. Incredible.
You know what? So like we said before, Shannon and Amy created Team Sham, and Amy did a battle right. Was her battle right at the end when the competition
Yes,
was
so
almost ending?
basically the competition had been going, I think it was like there was like 3 rounds, wasn't there, with the HQ. So we had got through to the last round, but she had a battle already, you know, like the monthly ones that they'd say to arrange. So she had that done, and it happened to fall. She had it booked before the campaign started, and it happened to fall on that last evening of that campaign. So she was like 17 or some 18, and then she went
16.
all the way up. Yeah, and went all the way up to number 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yep. And she battled someone that has like how many followers?
Yeah, she battled Mr. England or something. So he was like
thousands and thousands and thousands of
and
followers.
she was so worried she was going to cancel it. And we was like, no, you do it. You show up every day like you do. People will be there. Like, as long as you're yourself, it's amazing how many people will be there for you when you need them the most. And they're people that you've never even, and people you've never met before are your biggest supporters.
Yeah. I second mortgaged my house so that she could win.
Yeah, you was like,
I'm like, well, we're here. We got to help.
We're here. It's got to happen.
Yeah,
and everyone came through, like, and even just to have like a team, like, we obviously started not having any help. We didn't know anything. We had started at the same sort of time. I think she'd been doing her lives at like a week or 2 longer than me, and we had no idea. And I just happened to come across her one day because obviously we're in the same agency. Someone had shared her live or something, and she just hit her 10k. So she did like an ice bucket challenge, and then her partner smashed an egg over her head, and she didn't know that was happening, but she was sat in egg pajamas, and I just loved her from then. It was like, you know, when you just look at someone, you think, yeah, like,
that's my person.
Yeah, you seem just down to earth. She was funny. It was a laugh, and I was like, do you know what? I was like, I really like you. So I'd come in our lives a few times, and I think we'd been talking for like a week, and then I was like, I know this is weird, but like, do you want to sort of like come together? I was like, you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, but together we will know what we're doing, because we will be able to like talk it out. We'll be able to.
Some of my favorite humans have come from social media.
Yeah, literally, they like the people on social media support me more than my like family have ever done. Like, it's crazy to think like people you've never met before are so kind.
Yeah, amazing, right?
I always get in trouble.
I love you all. I've got to get ready to hop. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me, for letting me share the pieces of myself that like I haven't been able to share on TikTok before.
Always.
I appreciate you. I'm here for you guys. I just wanted to say thanks for having me.
Thank you for saying yes.
Honestly, I will be in your lives. I'll come and support you as well.
Well, I can't wait to meet you. I make friends with you. I'm going to message you in a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds good. You're incredible. Keep going.
All right, ladies, have a great night. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, Tiff.